Well, Sean, this is the moment we've been waiting for. I've really enjoyed chatting to you and all the vignettes so far about gin, how it's made, all the processes, how you managed to get it. Because at the end of the day, you're a small business fighting in a big world. But, you know, gin has really taken off. And you've shown us the 3 gins that you make here. And now the important bit is to learn from you how to drink gin. And I'm glad you've got 3 glasses there. I've only got 2, but I'm sure that's fine. So take us through, how would you drink Never Never Gin?
Well, look, drinking gin is pretty easy. It goes in here. But there are a little bit more, there's certainly a little bit more technique, I guess, in terms of creating something that is delicious. What we've wanted to always do with our gins is ensure that when you consume them, that they immediately flavoursome. You're going to find that character straight away. So when it comes to our particular range, every one of these gins, even though they all utilise the same ingredients, has a very different profile because of the alcoholic strength, but also the concentration of those flavours. As you go higher in ABV, you're getting more and more concentrated botanical weight in every single bottle. So we're going to start with the triple juniper. I'm going to have a little drink because, you know, this is the fun part of owning a distillery.
Of course.
So pour a little bit into your glass. You don't need an awful lot. Now, when you're nosing any spirit, when you're smelling any spirit, try not to sniff it. I know it sounds a bit weird. Normally, you would sniff your gin to get an idea of the aroma. All you really need to do when you're doing tastings is actually just breathe and breathe normally. And what that stops you from doing is getting sort of whacked in the head with all that really strong alcoholic strength. As you go up, that's going to become more and more important. And that works for anything. So if you like whiskey or tequila, again, don't get your nose right in there because you don't need to. It's not a wine. All you need to do, breathe normally, and you'll get those aromas. The first thing that you should get from a triple juniper is that pine and that bright juniper character. And also citrus. We use a lot of lemon peel.
Never smelt the juniper before. I mean, it's the first time I've smelt it. I can smell it coming off here now.
It smells like, as you go through, it's going to get more and more intense as well. So it's going to become almost like once we get to the juniper fruit, you're definitely going to find that intensity of flavour.
Wow. Gosh.
So you get that citrus on the nose. Now, when you're doing a tasting, of straight spirits, you've got to remember that, okay, this is quite strong. It's not like a beer or a wine where you're usually sort of having sips of it all the time. Very few people drink room temperature gin, except for myself, of course. Now, when it comes to how you actually do it, is just let it touch your lips. So you're not wanting to have a really big sip. You're just letting it touch your lips, just very gently. And what that'll give you an indication of is all of that flavour. So there's a lot of oils, natural oils that come through in the distillation process. You're going to see that visibly as we taste the others, because I'm going to dilute it with a bit of tonic water, and you're going to see the colour change. But that oiliness is something that you'll find straight away, especially when you just have that small little sip. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, when you add a little bit of tonic water, you're not adding too much. You're just adding maybe equal parts. And what that does is it just opens it up, a little bit like when you add water to a whiskey. And you'll see those oils actually immediately announce themselves on the side of the glass.
Amazing.
Now, there are flavours in tonic water. You've got to be careful of that too. So it will change the flavour slightly, but what it'll do is it'll really elevate that citrus character. So now have a little sip with your tonic water.
That is good gin.
That's what we've tried to create, that real classic sort of character, that real intense sort of flavour.
Because, you know, with cheap gin, you get that horrible alcohol hit, you know, and it sort of sends a shiver down your spine. With this, it's a pleasant experience. The juniper's coming out, the lemon, I can taste the lemon, most certainly. And I'm using, you know, the classic British Fever Tree tonic water, Mediterranean tonic water. Well done.
We're both aligned.
So not sweet, which is great because some of the tonics are so sweet. And even if you perish the thought, have a diet tonic, they're so full of aspartame, you know, that it goes like, But, this is amazing.
And that real quinine, if you look on the back of Fever Tree, you'll also see that it says contains quinine. Not all tonic waters actually contain quinine. And that quinine is actually really, really important. As I mentioned in one of our first vignettes, it's a really important part of combining with the flavours that exist in juniper to create a great gin and tonic experience. And that's what we've tried to do with the triple juniper.
Okay, let's move on to your second one now. The one I've got here is the Southern Strength.
Now the Southern Strength is, I'm not supposed to have favourites, but I love the Southern Strength. Southern Strength to me is one of the most delicious gins, and it has a lot to do with a couple of the ingredients that we've added in here. Now, this is going to be fun, John. We're going to do this together. Now, what I want you to do is pour yourself a little bit into a glass without anything else in there. Okay. And so just neat. Now, no ice, no anything. All you've got is basically the spirit in the bottom of the glass.
Yeah.
Now, again, exactly the same ingredients. What we've done is we've elevated the angelica root, the lemon peel, and the coriander seed.
Yeah.
Now, what angelica root actually does is it actually transforms the way this spirit reacts on the palate. Angelica root actually activates all of your saliva glands. So we're going to have a little sip together, and I want you to think about what's happening right at the front of your palate in about 3 or 4 seconds. So let's have a little, you're getting all that intensity on the nose, bright citrus. Now have a little sip. So John, it's going to happen about now. So what happens is everything turns on right at the front of your palate, and you'll feel everything just
that is good.
Going off at the same time.
That is good.
It definitely has that response.
Oh yeah. But the flavors are amazing. Yes.
It's very rich, and it's that immediacy of flavor that is really, really important, and why Southern Strength does so well globally. As I mentioned earlier, it won World's Best Classic Gin in 2019. And it's because of that classic character that really separates Southern Strength from the rest of the pack. Wow. When you see a little splash, and again, one of the reasons why your palate has that response is because of the amount of oil. So as you can see, as I add that water, as I add that tonic water, you get a slight clouding.
Yes.
And that clouding, again, is because of all those natural oils that exist in the product. Some brands will filter them out. We don't, because we love that intensity of flavor. We love that richness.
Beautiful.
So the whole reason why we're in this amazing space is because of this product. This is the product that gave us the confidence to be able to go, no, we're on the right pathway. People are interested in gins that have this expression of as much flavor as we can pack into the bottle.
Well, Sean, I'm afraid we're going to have to call our tasting to an end there. I know you've got one more, which I don't have here.
That's all right.
So, but I know it's an amazing gin. Absolutely fabulous. I mean, and the other thing is I will definitely, when I'm down in your part of the world, come to McLaren Vale to see you. But this vignette has been amazing with the tasting there. What passion. I mean, it's amazing, your passion. And what we're going to do next time is just review the products, go through again, double check what's available. And also where people can buy Never Never Gin, because it is a complex world when you go into a Dan Murphy's or one of the liquor stores or bottle shops, to try and find the right gin, and why should you? So let's do our next little vignette and explore the products a little bit further, and also give people the details of exactly where McLaren Vale you're located, okay?
Not a problem, John. Thank you very much.